Hello, today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to create the 3-in-1 industrial fan. So I'm just going to really quickly go through all the pieces we have here today and the parts. So these are just some basic tools that we have from our own toolbox. These are like common tools everyone should have. This is the motor. This is the base. This is the long rod for the stand-up fan. This is the grill itself. These are some of the parts that you need for the long stand version of the fan, and the rest of the parts here are for the table fan and the wall mount fan. So today we're not going to be installing that, but you can omit these parts if you just want to create the long version of the fan. So first we're going to be installing the stand and connecting it to the base. So as you can see, you put it there and you just line up the holes. You put those screws with one of the nuts on the back. And then you just use a screwdriver to screw it in. So once the nut is fastened on the back, you just screw it in and it should stay in place. And we'll be repeating this for the rest of them. So we finished assembling all 4 of the screws, and as you can see, all 4 of them are there, and from the bottom you can see the nuts are in place as well. So the next step is taking 2 of these. So what you're going to do is you just take this and place it over the top very easily. It just goes down and just goes straight down there, and you take this piece and you do the same thing. You place it over the top and you just turn it just like that, and it gets stuck into place. So the next step is placing the motor on. You're going to have to line up this little hole part with this hole part right here. So just like that, it'll go down, and then you're gonna tighten that screw, which connects the motor to the rod, and it keeps it in place. So just like that, it's set. And then you just pull out the plastic from this rod right here. So there are 2 fan grills right now, one front, one back. So you want to pay attention to the one with these holes right here. So this one that has the 4 holes, this is the back grill. So we're going to want to place this one first. So as you can see, you want to line up these holes and this little handle right here with these small holes. So as you can see, just like that. So as you can see, we placed all these 4 screws and you just tighten them, very easy. So the next part is the blade installation. So originally this screw right here will probably be tightened. So what you're going to have to do is untighten it a little so the screw comes out. And what's key to note here is that this screw will line up exactly with this little indent on this rod. So once you look at this rod, you want to turn it around if you don't see it. This little indent is where that screw is going to be. So as you can see, we're going to line up the indent with the screw. So once you have it lined up, you want to screw it back in so it tightens onto the rod. So in our production, we have 2 types of blades. There's a 5-blade and a 3-blade version, and both are basically exactly the same thing. The assembly is exactly the same. All you have to know is that like the blade is different, that's it, but all of the assembly from base to where we are, it was the same. So the last step is just placing the fan cover on, and this step is super easy. All you have to note is that this little bit right here, which is unique, this is going to go exactly on the top of the fan, and the rest of these you're going to have to kind of unclip. So you got to push these out a bit, just like that, and so on and so forth for the corresponding ones. So we're going to place it on, as you can see, the top part is going to go to the top. The rest of them clipping on as such, and the assembly is complete. Okay, so now I'm going to be testing the fan. So as you can see, there's a little dial here. You can place it to 1 for the first speed. And this is the turning knob. So if you pull it up, the fan stays still in its place. But if you push it down, it starts spinning. So it's like a rotator. So as you can see, 1 works, 2 works, and 3. Just like that. Thank you for watching, and as you can see, works perfectly fine.